Before you were taught to read, before you were taught mathematics, before any institution decided what you were capable of learning, your brain already knew how to do one thing better than almost anything else. It knew how to play. And for decades, we told children that playing was the opposite of learning. We were wrong. Here's what neuroscience has quietly confirmed while the debate was still happening. The human brain does not learn through passive reception. It does not retain information delivered in straight lines. It learns through consequence, through agency, through the experience of making a decision and immediately seeing what that decision produces. This is called feedback loop learning, and it is the single most efficient learning architecture the human brain responds to. It is also the exact architecture that every video game ever made is built upon. Think about what actually happens when a person plays a game. They are given an environment with rules they were not handed in a manual. They are expected to discover those rules through action. They fail. The environment responds. They adjust. They try again. They fail differently. They adjust again, until the pattern reveals itself, not because someone explained it, but because they lived it. Neuroscientists call this experiential encoding. When you learn something through direct experience and consequence, the memory does not sit in your prefrontal cortex like a fact waiting to be recalled. It gets encoded in your procedural memory, the same system that remembers how to ride a bicycle. You do not remember it. You know it. There is a difference, and that difference is everything. In 2019, researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Human Development discovered that adults who played video games for 30 minutes a day for 2 months showed measurable growth in 3 specific brain regions: the right hippocampus, the right prefrontal cortex, and the cerebellum. These regions are responsible for spatial navigation, strategic planning, and fine motor coordination. In 2 months, 30 minutes a day, the brain was not being distracted, it was being trained. But here is where intention enters. Because the question was never whether games could build the brain, the question is whether we are conscious of what we are building, and whether we are designing experiences worthy of that power. Every game is a hidden curriculum. The values embedded in its reward structures, the behaviors it reinforces, the problems it asks you to care about solving. These are not neutral decisions. A game that rewards patience is teaching patience. A game that rewards creative problem-solving is teaching creative problem-solving. A game that rewards persistence in the face of repeated failure is teaching the single most important skill any human being can carry into the real world. We are at the beginning of understanding what intentionally designed interactive experiences can do to human capability. Games that teach surgical precision. Games that rewire trauma responses. Games that build empathy by forcing you to inhabit a life completely unlike your own. This is not the future of entertainment. This is the future of education, the future of therapy, the future of human development itself. Your brain was never passive. It was never meant to sit in a row and receive information from the front of a room. It was built for environments that respond to it, built for challenges that scale to the edge of its ability, built for the specific and electric feeling of figuring something out on its own. That feeling has a name in neuroscience. It is called intrinsic motivation, and it is the only form of learning the brain never forgets. The greatest teachers of the next century will not stand at the front of a room. They will build worlds. They will design consequences. They will trust the player, the student, the human, to find the answer. Because the brain already knows how to play. We just have to stop mistaking that for something small.